The 1941 no-mint mark Lincoln wheat penny is more than just a common coin from the early 20th century. It's a piece of American history that bridges the gap between the Great Depression and the United States' entrance into World War II. Though millions of these pennies were produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which did not use a mint mark, a few incredibly rare examples due to their condition, mint errors, and historical context have fetched staggering prices at auctions, up to $660,000 in private sales. These highly sought-after pieces exemplify how even a seemingly ordinary, 1-cent coin can possess extraordinary value when rarity, condition, and story converge. The obverse of the 1941 wheat penny features the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, first introduced in 1909, designed by Victor David Brenner to commemorate Lincoln's 100th birthday. The reverse depicts the classic wheat ears framing the words 1 cent and United States of America, along with the motto E pluribus unum. This classic wheat design, which ran until 1958, is beloved by collectors for its elegance and historical charm. With over 887 million coins minted in Philadelphia alone, the vast majority of 1941 wheat pennies are only worth a few cents to a few dollars, unless they display something truly unique. So what makes a 1941 no-mint mark wheat penny worth $660,000? The answer lies in a combination of factors: extreme minting errors, high grades, rare varieties, and strong collector demand. First and foremost, any coin in superb uncirculated condition, especially those graded MS68 or higher by reputable grading companies like PCGS or NGC, is extremely rare. Most of these coins circulated for decades and suffered considerable wear and tear. A 1941 penny with its original red luster intact, flawless fields, and razor-sharp strike can command thousands, even tens of thousands, on the collector market. Add in a dramatic mint error, such as off-metal strikes, doubled dies, or striking on foreign planchets, and the value skyrockets. One of the most famous examples is a 1941 penny mistakenly struck on a silver dime planchet. This off-metal error gives the coin a lighter color and reduced weight compared to a standard penny, making it highly identifiable and coveted. These types of wrong planchet errors are extremely rare, and when authenticated and preserved in high grade, they have sold at auction for amounts exceeding $100,000. Another aspect collectors hunt for is doubled die varieties. While the most famous doubled die Lincoln penny is from 1955, the 1941 issue also has its own lesser-known doubled die varieties. On these rare coins, letters and numbers on the obverse, especially "In God We Trust," "Liberty," or the date 1941, may appear doubled due to a die manufacturing error. Though subtle compared to the dramatic doubling of 1955, 1941 doubled dies are rare and valuable. Collectors pay premiums for well-documented varieties, especially those listed in the Cherry Picker's Guide or certified by professional grading services with attribution. Combined with a mint state designation, a double die 1941 penny can be worth tens of thousands of dollars, and specimens with multiple anomalies or proof-like qualities can reach into six-figure territory under the right conditions. The historical context also plays a major role in the value of the 1941 penny. Minted just before the United States entered World War II, this coin captures a moment frozen in time. The world was on the brink of global conflict, and America was still recovering from the economic turmoil of the 1930s. It was also a transitional period in U.S. coinage. The materials used in coin production would soon change due to wartime demands. Just 2 years later, in 1943, the U.S. Mint famously switched to zinc-coated steel pennies to conserve copper for the war effort. That makes the 1941 issue one of the last large copper cent productions before the alloy change, giving it extra historical and collectible weight. Many collectors and historians value coins from this time period, not just for their rarity, but for their connection to one of the most significant eras in American history. Some 1941 no-mint mark wheat pennies are also valued due to die cracks, retained cud errors, off-center strikes, and other production flaws that reveal the minting process's complexity and imperfections. These mint errors are graded and authenticated by companies like PCGS and NGC, and their rarity significantly boosts their appeal. The more dramatic and eye-catching the error, the higher the value. For example, a coin struck 50% off-center with Full date visibility could sell for several $1,000s. Combined errors, such as a coin with both an off-center strike and a die crack, can push values even higher. Collectors are also drawn to full red, RD coins, as designated by grading services. Lincoln cents come in 3 general color designations: RD, red, RB, red-brown, and BN, brown. A 1941 penny that still shines with its original red copper brilliance is much rarer than one that has toned brown or red-brown over time. In top grades, MS67RD or MS68RD, these coins are nearly impossible to find and are highly coveted. A population report from PCGS shows only a handful of 1941 no-mint mark cents graded at this level, making them elite investment coins. Some have sold for over $15,000, and if a top pop specimen with no equals comes to market, bidding wars can push the price well beyond $100,000. With the rise of digital media and numismatic content on platforms like YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, the story of the 1941 wheat penny has reached millions of casual viewers, many of whom dig through their coin jars in search of a valuable example. The idea that a small, humble copper coin could be worth as much as a luxury home fascinates both beginners and seasoned collectors. This viral exposure has driven increased submissions to grading companies and boosted market demand for high-grade and error 1941 pennies. As a result, even mid-tier specimens in MS64 to MS66 RD condition can fetch respectable prices between $50 to $500, while truly exceptional examples or dramatic mint errors climb into 5 or 6 figures. It's not just the monetary value that appeals, it's the idea that history, beauty, and rarity can coexist in a tiny piece of metal. In today's market, demand for vintage copper coins remains strong, especially for classic wheat pennies that offer a combination of nostalgia, artistry, and investment potential. The 1941 no-mint mark penny continues to be a core collectible for Lincoln cent enthusiasts, especially those building date sets, error collections, or seeking high-end registry coins. For anyone lucky enough to find a flawless 1941 penny with glowing red color, full strike, or certified mint error, the coin could be worth thousands, or in rare cases like the wrong planche or top pop graded errors, up to $660,000, depending on condition, rarity, and market timing. Whether you're a longtime collector or just getting started, the 1941 wheat penny reminds us that even a simple coin can hold immense value, not just in dollars, but in history, artistry, and human story. Next up, the 1980D Lincoln Memorial. Penny might seem like a regular coin at first glance, but it holds a surprising place in the world of rare numismatics. Minted at the Denver Mint, this penny bears the familiar D mint mark below the year, on the obverse side. While millions of these coins were produced, over 5.1 billion in fact, there are extremely rare specimens that have sold for up to $610,000, thanks to a unique combination of minting errors, pristine condition, and collector demand. This 1-cent coin continues to captivate collectors due to its Lincoln Memorial reverse design, historic significance, and unexpected variations. Designed by Victor David Brenner, obverse, and Frank Gasparo, reverse, the 1980D penny showcases President Abraham Lincoln's right-facing bust on the front, while the back depicts the Lincoln Memorial, a symbol of American heritage. The coin is composed primarily of 95% copper and 5% zinc, which was the standard before the 1982 shift to predominantly zinc-based compositions. That alone makes pre-1982 Lincoln pennies more desirable for collectors and investors. One of the most exciting elements of the 1980D penny is its potential to house valuable mint errors, which can skyrocket its price from a single cent to thousands, or even hundreds of thousands, of dollars. While most 1980D pennies in circulation are only worth face value or slightly more depending on condition, rare coins that exhibit striking anomalies, such as off-metal errors, double dies, off-center strikes, or coins struck on foreign planches, can achieve auction values in the 6-figure range. In particular, a 1980D Lincoln penny struck on a dime planche or foreign coin blank can be a showstopper. These errors result in a coin that appears silver-colored, is lighter than a regular penny, and slightly smaller in diameter. Such off-metal strikes are highly prized because they are true mint-made mistakes and often survive in very small numbers. Additionally, 1980D pennies with double die obverses, where the date, Liberty, or In God We Trust appears doubled due to a misalignment in die creation, are considered numismatic treasures and can be worth thousands when authenticated by major grading companies like PCGS or NGC. Another major factor affecting the 1980D penny's value is condition. Coins in mint state condition, especially those with a full red luster and graded MS67RD or higher, are extremely rare. Most coins from 1980 circulated widely and picked up scratches, wear, and dull toning. Uncirculated examples with full copper, brilliance and no contact marks are scarce and highly sought after. In fact, very few 1980D pennies have been graded MS68RD. And when one comes to market, fierce bidding drives the price up. For example, some pristine MS68RD specimens have sold for over $5,000, and when combined with a unique error or high demand, the value can exceed $50,000 or more. Coins that are one-of-a-kind or population 1, the only one in that grade, command even more, sometimes reaching values as high as $610,000 under the right market conditions and collector interest. What further elevates the 1980D penny is the growing popularity of Lincoln Memorial cents in general. While many collectors focus on the wheat penny era, 1909-1958, there's a rising wave of numismatists building sets of Lincoln Memorial coins, 1959-2008, in high grades, with full red color, and certified by PCGS or NGC. This shift in collecting trends has significantly boosted prices for rare varieties and flawless specimens from the memorial period. Moreover, certain die varieties, such as those identified by the Cherry Picker's Guide, have gained recognition in the hobby. For instance, some 1980D pennies display unusual die clashes or rotated dies, which are now being listed in error coin registries and demanded by specialized collectors. It's these niche markets that drive prices skyward for coins previously ignored by the broader hobby. The 1980D penny also holds value due to the historical context of its production. This was a time of rising inflation, economic tension, and shifting policies in the United States. Copper prices were soaring, and the U.S. Mint was already experimenting with different compositions for the cent coin. Though the full switch to a zinc core with copper plating happened in 1982, the 1980D penny represents one of the final years of true solid copper coinage. As such, it has inherent material value in addition to its collectible appeal. Some collectors even hoard pre-1982 pennies for their metal content, but others are seeking out the rarest and most pristine examples for their registry sets and investments. Social media and online platforms like YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram have also contributed to the meteoric rise of rare Lincoln pennies. Videos discussing million-dollar pennies have gone viral, sparking renewed interest in pocket change hunting and coin collecting. The 1980D Lincoln penny is often mentioned in these lists as one of the coins to watch out for, especially because of the combination of high mintage, occasional rare errors, and a handful of ultra-high-grade coins in existence. For example, a video highlighting a 1980D penny struck on a foreign planche and graded MS66 once sold at auction for over $30,000. Other examples with doubling or off-center errors, combined with top-notch preservation, can push values much higher. The holy grail for collectors would be a perfectly struck 1980D penny with a major error, graded MS69RD or MS70RD, something exceedingly rare but not impossible. Collectors and investors are advised to look for strong strike details, especially in Lincoln's hair, beard, and jawline on the obverse, and the columns and statue detail in the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. A well-struck, full-red 1980D penny without bag marks or spotting is far superior to typical circulated examples. Authentication and certification from reputable services also play a huge role in maximizing value. Coins submitted to PCGS, NGC, ANAX, or ICG that receive top grades and error designations can reach elite prices. Buyers should be cautious of altered or cleaned coins, as these severely diminish value. In contrast, coins in original, untouched condition that exhibit signs of mint errors or varieties should be preserved and possibly submitted for grading and encapsulation. In summary, while the 1980D Lincoln Memorial penny is commonly found in change and collections, the extremely rare specimens, those in top uncirculated condition or those exhibiting mint-made errors, off-metal strikes, or doubled dies, can command jaw-dropping prices, with some examples fetching up to $610,000. This massive potential value makes it one of the most fascinating coins of the modern U.S. penny series. The 1980 penny proves that even a 1-cent coin can hold tremendous value under the right conditions, turning everyday pocket change into a powerful historical and financial asset.